Well, I was going to grab the resources from the train, but if I can clear this whole area, that makes my life easier. It's part of the reason why I almost never use random encounter tables when I'm DMing, because I kind of want to feel like I'm in control of like what my players run into. I think it could be worth it to have kind of a series of set encounters that I already know like what's in them or what the players will be encountering, that I kind of randomly select through. But even then, I think I'd pull that off of vibes more than anything else. Nope. No pulsar quartz in there. And that's okay. Maybe in one of these chests. I'll find one of them eventually. However, part of it is I should probably give more of a chance to various... let's actually maybe grab one of these. Can I make one of these? Oh, it's a pristine mushroom. Because I'll carry the microplastics with me. We might be able to get another pristine mushroom. Oh, there they are. Perfect. Keep an eye out for some water in the area. There's some in the background. Because I might as well put a purifier down on it. Which is a whole other area to purify. Holy smokes, this area is cool. Ooh, and this one's got... Oh. Clear the toxic elements first. Yeah, let's leave that for the moment. I just don't have enough inventory space. That's why when using random things, it's usually curated as well. Yeah. And so, like, I think I will have to try more solo tabletop RPGs before I can, like, fully make any kind of judgment calls on the randomization. I think I should give it a fair shake before, like, judging it completely. The appeal is somewhat lost on me. I think largely just because, I'm so consistently and heavily spoiled for choice on cool stuff all the time that the idea of procedural generation on its own, infinite content, doesn't really have much market value, at least in the market of me. Ooh, these are these like big Land Rover tank things. I like. They look cool. Because, yeah, I think as a kid, the ideal of the infinite game had a lot of sway. Especially when, you know, I was, you know, wasn't able to afford that many video games, and also before just so many video games had come out. You know, the idea of an infinitely long, infinitely replayable game, really exciting in the 90s because a lot of those games were, really finite. That's why stuff like CRPGs and highly replayable RTSs had like a huge appeal because you could just keep playing them forever. And then MMOs in kind of a similar way. Those games were just stunningly massive, so of course people were going to like get super hooked and latched into them in like a really big way. But now as time has kind of gone on here, and more games have come out, and more things kind of demand your time, the idea of just like a fully infinite experience is kind of... Especially because, you know, procedural generation does not hold a candle to good, you know, human level design. Not even remotely close. Okay. Now let's just slowly extend this. This is kind of a Garbo base, I'm aware, but Garbo base is still better than what I had. Like, what's a good example of this? Any of you ever play, what is it called? Oh, yeah. All of this stuff after. We can throw in the other bin. This is the one we want to keep here because this is the teleporter stuff and the purifier stuff. But have any of you played Necropolis? It was the kind of ill-informed, randomly generated, Souls-like by Harebrained Schemes, the people behind, oh, shoot. What's the tabletop RPG that they made a video game tie-in for? Shadow... nope, brain is not working for me at all here. Yeah, tip of my tongue, but I don't remember it. Anyway, they did the really good tactical BattleTech game. They've also done the really good tactical BattleTech game. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, no, this is gonna bother me. I might have to just look up Harebrained Schemes real quick. And get this out of my head. How am I incapable? Shadowrun. Shadowrun. I need to drink, though, is the problem. Oh, is this area completely clear? Awesome. But yeah, they made the Shadowrun games. There we go. I can remember these things. And those were extremely good and super popular and whatever. And then I think they're in trouble because, where's my little base? My little base is over here. Yeah, over here. Hopefully I have some water left in it. Otherwise I'm going to have some problems. Okay, there's some pristine water, and we are good. Also have some space food. Drop the rest off. Things are getting sorted, but yeah, we definitely are going to need more toxic goo. Production and management. I guess let's grab a couple of these. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. We got a bunch of recycling out here. Let's grab this. Let's make this base big. Because that's a hell of a lot of iron and titanium. Now, the one thing to consider with this is, do I actually want to put a base more centrally located? Maybe. Yeah, I think I'm going to slap a base right here. Okay, of course, don't have the silicon to put a door on this, but still. But yeah, so anyway, Harebrained Schemes after making, I think it was after BattleTech or was it before BattleTech? It was one or the other. It was kind of in that general realm of they finished BattleTech and had Time to Kill worked on other things. Yeah, because that little base up there is just a little inconvenient. Oh, I guess that one, no, is near some water. Perfect. And a lot of big open flat space to build some structures on, which is what we want. Let's see. Do I want to scrap things? Do I want to... Yeah, I'll figure it out. And I guess really what I should do is just go... maybe build some more storage space for toxic goo. And leave it from there. Yeah, because what do I need for one of these? Oh, I need more pristine mushrooms. And another mushroom. I'll figure it out. I'm having really... I'm having a hard time telling the story because I'm easily distractible. There's some mushrooms. And then I just gotta grab toxic spores. Because, yeah, I could just have the other base set up entirely to just process toxic goo. And store it for now. I need a cobalt. As opposed to a kobold. Yeah, I'm torn. There's like 60 different billion things I can work on. Go from there. Okay, anyway. Finish the thing about Harebrained Schemes before I get super duper distracted and it can't come back. So, the main issue is they went on to make Necropolis, which is supposed to be a randomly generated Souls-like. You know, full roguelike, has random generation, tons of things. packed into it, infinite replayability. Problem was it only had like 1, maybe 2 boss fights, and the game itself wasn't that fun or even that well made. It was kind of buggy. And so some of that really does, you know, tinge the game a little bit. You know, if it's bugs and brokenness aside, it's just one of those where people only have so much tolerance for even limited content. And so no matter how much you stretch that out, you have to substantiate it with more and more like actual content. Let's see. And it kind of felt like they never got it, but also it did kind of feel like they were just rushing that out the door. They're trying to capitalize a little bit on a system that's a system. I mean, yeah, they're trying to capitalize on the Souls-like fad at the time because it was really popular, and I'm sure, you know, they had, you know, only the best intentions. They wanted to make a good Souls-like, but because making infinite content as a game developer is really tricky, they relied on procedural generation to fill the gaps, which does not actually work that well, because there's just no such thing as infinite content. You run out eventually. I have a door on either side. We're just going to have this one be a pass-through. Okay, I've got the cobalt. Do I want to just have it smack dab in the center? I think so. New blueprint, T2 detoxification machine toxicity. Oh, we just already make it. Unfortunately, it requires research. Ah, no. Well, actually, we might have plastic polymer at the other base. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll go double check. But yeah, so it didn't work. It wasn't actually a very good game, and it was kind of frustrating because it was like I wanted it to be good. I wanted a Souls-like roguelike to be good, and it had, you know, the aesthetic I was looking for. The dungeons were, you know, had kind of the air of what I wanted, but the actual, like, full experience was completely absent. It just was not a sufficient game for, I think, honestly, anybody's needs. There it is. Lucky me. We can actually just make one of these instantly. Is there anything else I should grab while I'm here? No, that'll be good enough. Let's see. Another good example of this. Yeah. How to do random generation well? I think the answer is you kind of don't. Okay, so wait. I didn't grab my last plastic polymer? Or maybe it was covered and I thought I only needed 2. Uh-oh. Hopefully it's none of my drones have gone to grab it. I don't think so. Okay, so No Man's Sky is probably your best example of how to do procedural generation well, quote unquote. Obviously there's some amount of like debate back and forth on whether or not No Man's Sky is actually like a particularly good game. But at least in that one, you can kind of have an infinite universe that wears out very slowly just because there's so much packed into it. I'd say a better example of this is stuff like Minecraft, which actually mixes randomization, the world generation, with hand-designed elements that people can actually like care deeply about. Because, like, to my knowledge, well, no, I guess it's not that hand-designed. Okay, demand toxic goo. This is just gonna be toxic goo. I think it has more space too, but that'll hopefully offload some of my storage issues. Storage woes. Drop this here. Supply everything. Supply everything. Supply everything. All right, let's go back to just kind of wandering around. I guess we should actually clear this area out first because I need that water. Looks like there might be another base on the other side too. And yeah, this only has 17 things in it. Oh, but I bet I can't drink the water until it becomes detoxified. So never mind. I mean, good to get to it anyway, but we should probably head back and get some purified water sooner than later. Yeah, nope. Have to actually cleanse that water before I can give it a quick quaff. But I think No Man's Sky is kind of fine just because, like, players go until they find a planet that they like and then they just stay there. I tried playing it with Shell, and she found it to be kind of boring very quickly. Like, it was cute for a little bit, and then you realize, oh, all the animals are kind of the same. They look a little different, but it's just like 7 different shades of spore. Minecraft, I think, does it better, mostly because your overall gameplay does not rely on that procedural generation to keep the game interesting. That it's there as kind of a set piece to make things look nice. But you can just as easily... I'm not going to say ignore the procedural generation, but your attention is never on it. And maybe that's the easiest explanation I can give, that the less you have to pay attention and specifically keep your eyes on procedural generation, the better it works. So the less you notice it. And so with level design, for example, you notice procedurally generated levels pretty fast. Easy example of this is a game that I played a long time ago called Source of Madness, which I don't think did particularly well as far as, like, roguelikes go. Let's just put 2 purifiers in it. Oh, and let's also find some water because I'm thirsty. Might need some space food too. But so Source of Madness was a fully procedurally generated roguelike. Pre-generative AI wasn't using any of that stuff. That was using the fundamentals that became generative AI later on. But the whole game had, like, fully procedurally generated enemies even. The developer had kind of put together a logic for how these creatures would, like, form, and they were mostly just, like, weird tentacle creatures, nothing more. But the level design itself was also similarly fully procedurally generated and kind of woobly and weird. And it worked well enough, but I played it for like 2 episodes, died a couple of times, and said, I'm just not really feeling this game because there's not much to it. I'm not exploring. All the levels are just platforms after platforms after platforms. And yeah, Shell's saying the loss of artistic intent, which, I mean, very much is what it is. The less a human has a hand in the creation of something, generally the less interesting it's going to be. This isn't like a universal truth. There are some random happenstance fun things that can happen. But more often than not, when we're talking about like level design and whatnot, you're not going to randomly stumble into, say, Dark Souls level of level design. Ooh, what are these? Growth multiplier fuse. You're not going to run into Dark Souls level of level design by accident. You have to make it correctly. It sounds like the original Starbound. I think that's actually a good example. And it's part of the reason why current Starbound is both good and bad. Good because I think those handmade settlements on the surface are actually, like, good. It keeps the game more interesting. But also bad because there's only so many of them and it gets really repetitive really fast. Let's see. Yeah, because I want to start making those, but I only have so much space. Oh, we do actually have some water here. Food. I should probably grab, like, a iron. Just to keep a small box that is not a dump chest, but a supply chest for, oh shoot, I need water. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. Ow. Let's see. What else are we going to do? Toxic goo removal explosives. We've got kind of everything. We're still looking for that one single bit of quartz. We can get lucky and find it. And then I can make a teleporter and then I can go back home comfortably. And just bit back and forth. Actually building my base up. Right now I'm mostly just in the hoard everything stage of the game. Which honestly is fine. There we go. I'm trying to think of other games where procedural generation works amazingly well that I was mildly excited for, even on, like, the most barest of senses. Bye, Shell. Shell's going out Christmas shopping. Because I, unfortunately, cannot. I can barely leave my chair without having extreme pain, so I am homebound. Okay, let's check the map. Luckily, the sandstorm does not get in the way of me seeing what is on the map, and the answer is, ooh, there's a thing to my left, and a lot of zeolite. Yeah, let's go check that out instead of the really big dome. Big dome just feels like it's going to take a while to clear through. I think Terraria does a decent job with its procedural generation, but once again, the level design, the world design itself is kind of mild. It's mostly just a series of, like, randomly painted caves and nothing more. And so you can kind of just look past it because it's not immediately or amazingly relevant. But it doesn't feel like a true world that you were exploring through. If we want to go back to Abiotic Factor. Abiotic Factor was completely hand-designed to my knowledge. And as such, like, you really do feel like, hey, there's the quartz I was looking for. Like, you really do notice in Abiotic Factor, like, exploring that world feels good because pretty much at every point, somebody had created those levels, put them together, added interesting, like, double back shortcuts, ambush points, enemy spawn patterns, and whatever. And all of that stuff makes for a much more interesting, compelling experience because, well, there's that human element to keep you engaged. Okay, we just wanted this stuff. I'm not going to put the teleporter in here. I'm going to rip this whole base apart and put it over there, because that's just so much more central to this building. I should have put my car in my pocket. I'm a dumbass. That would have made my life easier. Okay, so I'm just going to put the teleporter in the middle of this room. I think, or actually, let's put it in this corner. I think bottom floor of this is very much just going to be storage and some basics. So I guess I can put the ladder right back up in here. Field. Okay, let's go back to Fart Home for a second. Sell some legacy weapons to Starbone before they move the level cap from 10 to 6. My opinion, it's when random generation feels cheekily fun when you can cheese the RNG. Ooh, yeah. I think an easy example of this for, like, good procedural generation, I love it when games, I love it when games are mixing random stats with hand-designed loot, if that makes sense. Here's an item, it does a specific thing. Here's a couple random stats to spice it up a little bit. It's a good example of a game like this. You know, I was playing, Raiders of Black Veil yesterday, and my entire build was somewhat focused on the idea of... Oh, how do we want to do this one? The problem is this base is kind of full. I don't know what to do about it exactly. Where's my super alloy? So I think I want to make 3 of these. So I want to get all of my titanium. I'm going to need more. And all my iron. I'm going to need 9 iron. There we go. So I was building my build in Raiders of Black Veil, largely around the idea of having as much, like, dash cooldown as I possibly could get. Because I want to be able to, you know, dodge as often as possible. And that felt very good just because I was able to stack a fair number of dodge upgrades to improve my ability to, like, kind of zip around the level and avoid damage. The problem that I was running into with it eventually mostly boiled down to, oh, I actually want to be cheeky with this. I think I do. I'm going to need a little bit more iron and titanium for this one. The issue I was running into is that a lot of the items were starting to feel extremely samey by the end, and this is what leads into Borderlands. For Raiders of Black Veil, it has the benefit of also being a roguelike, so you have randomly generated abilities that you are you know, that you are finding over the course of the run. Admittedly, that most of them were like passive abilities or proc effects or something like that, but it still made for a compelling experience mixing the two together. The problem is if you don't have that roguelike randomly generated power ability or like ability system, you end up with Borderlands, which, not to say that Borderlands is bad by any measure, it's not. However, Borderlands does suffer from same gun-itis, where your gun is kind of the same over and over and over again. And it's very often when I'm playing Borderlands that I eventually kind of just get bored of switching guns, because it's just like, it's my gun but slightly worse because of the stat distribution didn't feel like giving me the thing I wanted, and that feels bad. So okay, we gotta do this on the opposite direction. Where like, here's this gun you like, oh, it's under leveled now. I guess I'm gonna have to go find a new gun. Oops, can't find another one that actually, like, fits my preferences. Guess I'm stuck with the gun that I really like for way past its, like, actual, actual meaningful lifespan, if that makes sense. And so, I eventually figured out that you could actually download, like, a save editor and straight up just... really wish they had, like, 1x2 hallways for this. But I would just download a save editor and just level my gun up until I found a new gun that I liked more, which generally didn't happen that much. And so I feel like that's the big critical weakness of Borderlands, is like as an overall system, is that it almost was too procedurally generated, and it wasn't giving enough, like, meaningful progress to feel like it was worth it? I don't know. Okay, do we want to... What do we want to do? Where are we at on anything? Can I go up to the better drills? I can't go up to the better drills. I can go up to the better heating units. So we might want to teleport home and figure some of this stuff out for a hot second, because I think I want to go back to Fart Home, because Farthome. Anyway, we want to go back here, clear some things up, really just use a lot of these resources if I can. Fortunately, I'm like completely out of titanium, which is rough, actually. Oh, that's okay. I can just scrounge it off the ground and stuff like that. But so the problem with Borderlands is that you're using these procedurally generated items for almost kind of far too long and mixing it with a leveling curve. Now, if it was something like Destiny, where you can just crunch a new gun into an old gun to level up the old gun, I think that would work well, and I think that's why Destiny's equipment system actually feels pretty good. Because the other thing that Destiny does well is that it has, like, meaningful hand-designed loot, but you can only equip a couple of them, so you have to kind of make a meaningful choice. You know, here's the procedurally generated gun that I really, really like. Okay, I'm keeping that one. Here's the hand-designed gun that I really, really like. Okay, I'm keeping that one too. And then I can kind of switch back and forth a couple, depending on, like, whatever the specific need is, or the tech is. There we go. This means I can get rid of the old T2 drills, as they are not relevant anymore. We could actually probably make some more T1 drills, or T3 drills? T3 drills. How much iron is this? 8? 9. And even more titanium. So that's what? Well, I guess I might as well just grab 8 of this stuff. Something like that. I might have too much, but it's fine. There we go. That should send my pressure sky high. I think I had the heater up here, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna rip these apart. Okay, don't need more of those. Definitely need more of these. So we need iridium rods en masse. Grab all of them? Grab all of them. We're just going to make as many heaters as I can possibly stack outside. It's a hobbyist magician. It drives me nuts that Randy Pitchford owns the Magic Castle. What? I guess for starters, do you want to explain what the Magic Castle is for those of us who are not amateur magicians at all and have no idea? Is it like a website or something, or is it like an actual location? Okay. I guess I can grab another 2 titanium. That is 6, 8. 8. So let's make sure we have similarly 8 aluminum, 8 silicon. Because I'm just going to make as many of these as we possibly can. It's about time that we get a lot of this progress done. Like, I think as far as, like, villains of the games industry, I don't know if Randy Pitchford is exactly one that I'm going to, like, say is my biggest foe. I think I'm going to give that one to... I don't know, actually. Not a big fan of whoever's in charge of Epic right now, whose name I forget. Don't you have outside heaters? For some reason, these have to be inside. At least on this planet. Because it's not letting me put them down. Unless I can put them on a platform? No, they have to be... Those have to be outside or inside for some reason. Okay, we actually have a fair bit of obsidian. We have a lot of things. We're in a good spot, actually. And my terraformation index looks very good. Can I make T3 vegetubes? I can. Yeah, we're just gonna go nuts with a couple of these for a moment, because I have enough resources that I can finally make them, so we might as well. Oh, you know what I don't have much of? I don't have water. Which is kind of weird because, yeah, I can actually drink water now. Also, this planet is looking a lot nicer. Oh, because we hit the blue sky stage. Yeah, go figure it looks pleasant around here. Okay, I need... Well, here's the question. Can I actually make one of these? Nope. We need more pressure. I've actually got to just go looking for ice and or bottles of water, which I've been drinking because I have been needing them. So Magic Castle is a venue known for hosting magicians for smaller shows. Imagine being able to see a semi-famous person perform their newest material. Oh, invitation only. Ooh. So, makes it really difficult for you as a hobbyist magician to get in, I'm assuming. Both as a, like, no way you could possibly present there, but then even more so just get a ticket or show up and actually watch stuff. I really wish rich people were limited to one thing at a time. I know this is going to sound kind of silly and or no duh, but it's like, it does frustrate me eternally that, like, you can just hear about something and it's like, oh yeah, the, I don't know, the Hines family owns that place and they've just been letting it rot. Oh, great. We have a investment company that owns... Is it an It's an investment company that owns a local shopping plaza in town. And they seemingly have just kind of abandoned it. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can do that. Like, just completely left it to rot. Haven't filled in any new businesses, and so, like, stores keep closing in it. Leaving, you know, leaving the plaza to just, well, yeah, rots, effectively. That, you know, there just aren't businesses in there anymore. I'm out of... oh, right, because I grabbed less silicon than I was supposed to. Sure, that'll eat up all of our silicon. What are we currently crafting? Oh, this? Let's switch to uranium rods for now. I don't think I have much for regular uranium. But yeah, so in abandoning this place, they haven't been doing like maintenance for the parking lots. They haven't been getting like new tenants or anything. And the place used to be like a big shopping hub. I used to go there all the time, and now it's just functionally dead. And it's infuriating as a like person who lives in this kind of town city area because, hey, now my town city area kind of looks like it's dying, in part because America's been in a decline for a while now, and so go figure, but it still sucks. It still sucks to kind of be party to this sort of thing. And to see places that like I used to go to just are toast. And I mean, on the flip side, the mall like a short distance away is also rotting and dying and got like half bought out by a hospital network. So, you know, I can't just blame entirely this one company, but at least the hospital network is in town. The people who own this mall are like in Spain, along with their power company, which is really confusing and frustrating. Because the Spanish investment group keeps raising the prices like way too high, and then also doing like weird meter lying, where they effectively do like, you know, here's how much we're estimating you're using power-wise, and then it's just wrong, and they charge people $500, and then good luck getting through their customer support to contest it. Okay. We haven't exactly solved most of my problems, but at least this is good. I think I'm gonna leave this base here. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna set all of these to very low priority. Because I think I kind of want the new base to take over, we're going to have this one exist as like a crafting hub, like I'd built in the other zone, with a bunch of auto crafters. It's like, oh, you know, we have an overabundance of X, Y, or Z. Make some things. I don't think I need to upgrade to the newer lockers, especially because we don't have an abundance of circuits. Though I might have a decent amount of them at this point. George Costanza's a magician? Huh. I had no idea. Good for him. I mean, I guess it makes sense. He's kind of... it feels like magicians and comedians are very often... I'm not going to say one and the same, but it feels like there's a lot of overlap between the two. Okay. So let's grab every bit of super alloy we can. And every bit of circuit that we can. I don't know what I'm going to be using them all for. I think I might just do like crazy storage in the next place. I keep forgetting your local wander. I actually, it is always a little... I don't want to say bewildering when I remember like, oh yeah, this person actually would know what I'm talking about because they also are local. There are not a lot of... I don't talk about what city I'm in specifically because it's small enough that somebody could find me. But it is funny when it is somebody I know that is in the same vicinity. And I'm talking about one of these topics. Okay, we can set these. These are dumps. These are Jonas. So we got Jonas Fatson, Jonas Fitzen, and Jonas Averagson. Those are my dump chests. I guess the one problem is dumping things in them now just means they're going to get sent back to the other base, which maybe I shouldn't do at the moment. Let's just cancel. So the one problem is, storage-wise, we have just so many things. I mean, I guess I could just build this storage here. What do I need for an interior wall? Because that's a big question. Just iron. Because, yeah, I think I'm just going to turn this into a giant Jonas Slimson. That's funny. Does put us a little dangerously close to making Jonas a Simpson, which I don't know where I stand on Simpsoning my friends. And there's worse things. You could be a Family Guy. Now that would be dire. Okay, so let's do the same thing as usual. Iron. Iron, silicon, titanium. Cobalt. Demand, iron. Demand, titanium. Oh, nope. Demand, silicon. Demand, titanium. Let's actually have this be aluminum. Family Guy or American Dad. I did not care for either of those shows that deeply. I apologize for the people that do like them. I don't know, there's just something about them that I found crass in a way that I could not enjoy. Okay, so the one problem with this is we don't actually have enough storage space for all of this. I'm going to put the car outside. Let's go check that other feeder base and see if I can... loot it for whatever it is. I like specific jokes from both shows, but not the shows overall. Like, I think it was one of those where Simpson... I think American Dad and Family Guy were trying to be crasser. Ruder, even. And I don't like rude humor that much. Sometimes it can be funny, but more often than not, I just end up finding myself being frustrated with whatever the character is. Let's see. Yeah, we're having limits on super alloy, which is a problem. Whereas, like, Simpsons and Futurama, I think Futurama definitely did go crasser. Than Simpsons did. Simpsons could be crass from time to time. But it didn't feel particularly onerous. Let's see, what else do we do? I don't know, that's probably good enough. I'll have to sort more of these things out. I should also look at the purifying machine upstairs. Oh, in South Park, because they don't give a crap. I don't know how to feel about South Park. It's one of those where, like, I understand why people like it. And there definitely were some scenes and some gags that I actually rather enjoyed. But I do kind of feel like South Park did a really good job of turning my generation into a bunch of, like, cynical assholes for a while. And it's kind of taken us a long time to get out of that. Let's actually... Let's keep one of these doors open. Like, I know they apologized for it, but them constantly making fun of, like, climate change is, like, not something we should take seriously. Was frustrating, and has been frustrating, because, oh boy, we really should have been taking it seriously. Okay. And... let's see, super alloy. I did aluminum, right? Yeah, I did. I don't know, let's do pulsar quartz. Pulsar quartz, demand normal, perfect. Can I make more of these? Nope, we're low on resources. I should probably put circuits in here. But it's fine. Okay, I'm running out of water. Oh, I actually don't have much. Going home. Crass with a point versus crass for crass's sake. I think that's kind of it. That trying to watch South Park, the amount of times I just saw characters meaninglessly shitting themselves just to make them embarrassing, I think was kind of where I fell off on the show, because it was just like, why? Whereas, I can't think of a single moment in The Simpsons where they just went for that kind of humor. But who knows, maybe I just haven't been watching enough Simpsons. I certainly haven't watched them since I think I was in high school, which was 20 years ago. So yeah, there's a very real possibility things have descended a little bit. Simpsons always felt more family-oriented, except for the Treehouse as a horror, and Futurama made self-aware jokes. I think part of it is Futurama also was exploring interesting sci-fi concepts, often in a weird and humorous and dystopic way, but at least they were like exploring something interesting. I felt like with a lot of... I mean, it was kind of no different from like how Star Trek would just kind of do Monster of the Week with a various topic, or weird concept, or Abraham Lincoln in space in a chair for some reason, or who knows what. And so like there was always kind of something to latch onto, even if it was just a bizarre tour of a dystopic topic. But in a way that I found reasonably compelling, I think, in Futurama. And I don't know. Never got that on American Dad or anything. A good example would be, like, if you wanted to compare American Dad to something, damn, these things salvage extremely pleasantly. Archer. I didn't like Archer that much as a show. I thought it was funny at times, but it didn't, like, knock my socks off. But at least it kind of had a point, even if it was weird and rude and crass. In a way that I could kind of latch onto. And so, I think my problem with American Dad was it just didn't have any of that most of the time. A whole solar farm, and you can't get it running. Yerp. Turned myself around. Okay. I think I'm going to put stuff in Jonas Average Sin so they get transferred over. Though we might want to figure out making an auto crafter in the area. Because I should just start barfing out super alloy. Ow. Leaning a little bit left because the right side of my back hurts, and now my left side of my back hurts. That's fun. Okay. Well, there's nothing in this one, so I should probably just pick it up and move it. Let's just put the auto crafter here. Okay, so we're just gonna start converting all these resources that I'm getting from these solar arrays and turning them into... Let's see, turning them into useful bits. Get another storage. Let's put it right here. There's going to be circuits. Because we want to have a lot of these storage things set up before I like start depositing large quantities of them so they don't go back to the other base. Because we want this to ideally be my permanent base. Maybe. Venture Bros was another good one for me. Had interesting through-line story and wasn't just separated self-contained episodes. I liked what little I saw of Venture Brothers. I never actually got like too deep into it. It was one of those where, I don't know, I think I just didn't have access to it. It was available on like, I mean, I guess I could have just pirated it in college. That was about it. But I tried. Well, I'd say I tried not to do that, but the answer was no. I just watched Digimon. I spent like a significant portion of sophomore year really sick for some reason. I don't know if it was like the flu or what, but I was sick for like a 2-week period in a really miserable way. And so I was like, I don't know, screw it. I don't have anything better to do. Let's just watch all of the original Digimon series. And that was good. I enjoyed that. Would highly recommend and would do it again. Yeah, freshman flu was a year late. Yeah, I got really lucky freshman year? Did I? Yeah. I got really lucky freshman year. Didn't get sick at all. I don't think I even got a cold. Which was weird, because the swine flu was like ripping through when I was a freshman. I remember sitting in the office with a infected arm from getting stung by a yellow jacket. And, there was like every seat full of students with swine flu, and it was like, that's terrifying. And then I didn't do anything about it because I didn't have nearly the level of like awareness that I currently do over how to manage well, how to manage diseases. God, I wish I knew about masking when I was younger. Because, yeah, I would have been happily wearing a mask during that situation. Okay, so we want this to hold toxins and microplastics. Let's see, toxins. Demand microplastics. We're going to need a lot of these. Oop. Well, you know what, actually? Let's do double toxin. Microplastics 1, toxins 1. Perfect. Have that supply everything. This yerp, that's a hell of a lot. Still have the first 4 episodes of Digimon on VHS. Heck yeah. At some point I'll watch Venture Bros, though, I don't know, I almost kind of feel like that's one of those I'd just land on. Okay, we're missing something for making this. Is it titanium? Hard to say, actually. I think we also just need to make some more drones. I do have a number of circuit boards. Yeah, let's see how many circuits I'm sitting on. 6. That's rough. I don't know. I think I'll leave it for now. Let's not go back to those solar arrays for a bit. We can get them for raw resources, but as soon as I get those mines down, we don't need to. Let's go check out this dome thing and see what's up with this. Also, the weird compound movie they had where they took 3 separate movies and smashed them together. Yeah. I think they actually have that on Crunchyroll now. Like, you can buy the Blu-ray version. Oh, there's the entrance. I think I might pick it up. I remember watching those movies and then a couple other ones. As a kid, I didn't think anything of it. As an adult, I'm like, yeah, that was weird, but it makes sense. We didn't really have a good system for even comprehending what an OVA was. And so it should surprise absolutely no one that, like, yeah, the Western release would just be bizarre and scuffed. Oh, I see. I can take this ladder in. Start with this. I probably also should have grabbed some water. But, eh. Dang, I'm finding some good stuff in these. Okay. Won't let me get in here, though. Oh. Anything else there? What about you? Maybe. See a mushroom. And yeah, let's go back, I suppose. Because yeah, I should take a drink before I do anything. I should also see how my water collectors are doing. But I'm pretty sure they're just busy. We actually had pristine water on me. And animal food, which I just will eat because I'm a barbarian or something. Okay. It really does look like you should be able to make these, like, monorail systems. I'm actually kind of sad that you can't. Oh, this looks messy. So, the problem I have with this is that I still haven't figured out how to deal with all of the goop. How many do we have? 74. Oh boy. Well, maybe we go back to that base. I'll take what I can get here. Unfortunately, we are going to max out on toxic goo, and maybe that I shouldn't be doing that because, yeah, that's one of my big sticking points here. Well, that had food and water on it, which is appreciated. Okay, can't go that direction because I'm going to fall into a very deep hole, and that is going to be an issue. I think maybe we sideline this for a second. Let's go figure out my resource situation. Let's see. All right. Put the extra food and water in there just in case. Oh, because we do need it. Oh, I do actually have a decent amount more stuff in here. Lot of circuits. Lot of circuits, actually. It's good, bad. It's a lot of storage space if I want to go that direction. Or super alloy. So what are we low on? Because we can just use this. It seems like the answer is titanium. Is the resource that I have mulched through the most. Okay. Let's take a look. So we have the T2 atmosphere purifier. Oh, but we don't know how to make purification gel. Toxic goo storage. Hold up. Hold your damn horse. We are going to go make a bunch of that. Okay, so I'm going plastic polymer. And silicon. I have no silicon. Here, anyway. That'll do. Is this something I make outside? Can I make it? Okay, I can't make it outside. How much goo can you hold? All of it. Demand the goo. Actually, do we demand the goo? Yeah, we do. We do demand the goo. I think what I will do is just regularly set these to demand goo, and then make goo available. They can also hold other things in retrospect. So yeah, let's start demanding some toxic water too. Because this way I can store a heck of a lot. Let's see, do I have any drill rigs down yet? It was telling me I couldn't make them. We can make an ore extractor now. Most basic type, but that's enough. Kind of. Problem is I need more pressure. But hey, at least I've now got some level of stuff going on. Okay, let's just sort some of these away. We have too much cobalt. Oh, that's titanium. This is aluminum. I'll just manually put these away for a moment. There we go. So, I guess let's go back to the base and let's figure out our pressure situation. Because if I'm close pressure-wise, next stage, purified water cycle. That's convenient. Okay, so how are we looking on pressure? Pressure is at 8.35 MPa. Does that mean I'm only 10? MPU away? Because I could make some more T3 drills, but they're expensive. Because, yeah, I'd like to be able to just skip straight to the ore extractor, if I can. Okay, yeah, you're right. Some automation is better than no automation. Let's do it. So I'm going to need all of the osmium. Well, okay, maybe not all of the osmium. Let's get 3 of these down. 4? 5. Let's get 5 of these down. I've got the resources for it, and it will make my life easier. I don't have any super alloy. Oh. Wait, yes I do. What am I saying? There's always super alloy rods in the banana stand. How's it another show I never saw? I know Arrested Development was supposed to be like a classic and actually very funny. But, God, I could not stand the mother. Okay, so. Can I link them together? Kind of. Not really, no. I know you weren't supposed to be okay with her as a person, but like, I don't know. She reminds me of my mother-in-law. Okay, so we're just gonna have 2 of these? Oh, no. They're just barfing sulfur into the... Well, we're not doing that here, then. Right smack dab in the middle of a sulfur mine. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, we actually have a lot of, like, really good mines all over the place. I'd like to get over there, but I think we just warp to the new base, is the answer. And just slap 2 of them down outside. Just to give me, like, a consistent and constant income of basic resources. I think it says iron, but it will give me whatever. Which, we want iron anyway. Or do we? You know what? Screw it. This one will supply iron. We have titanium, like, right over there in the middle of that. Problem is, am hungry and thirsty. Should not disregard. Where's my squash? I should just move that, because that'll make my life easier. Also, I think it's about time that I actually hop on Discord, because boy, time flies. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to go hang out on Discord with my friends. As soon as they show up, we will switch over to Fellowship. Ah, Discord has turned on the overlay again. Thank you, Discord. Very appreciated. Let's grab another squash. Let's grab all of the squash. There is always more squash. Okay. We can store most of it. Alright. I think we're going to go set up that titanium mine. This is going to tax my already kind of overtaxed drone network to the point where I should start making drones. Luckily, I should be able to start making a bunch of drones quickly. Okay, nope. A little further. You know what, actually? Rather than any of this, let's just save ourselves the time. Because the iron does put out whatever. I think, yeah, let's not do anything foolish. Let's just make all 3 mines right here. We don't need any rare resources yet. No reason to make my drones, like, travel 60 leagues just to get anywhere. Because the T1 drill will just give me random stuff. With a predominance of iron. Yep. Yeah, that'll be good enough. So the other question is, let's go back to this one. I think I might rip up my... Well, hold up. I might rip up my drone repository and move it. Okay, but this. Move that around. Perfect. These there. And toxic goo. Okay, that should be good enough. Yeah, let's go back here. If I move my drones... Because I think currently I have too many drones that are moving. Is there a way I can... I have no idea. What happens when I just tear this up? I don't know. Kills all of my drones. All of a sudden I'm in trouble. It could happen. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna park the drone bay, like, right over here. Kind of out of the way, kind of in the way. Okay, and we want this to demand... supposedly T2 drones. There it is. Okay, drones are still available. They're doing their thing. I should make a bunch of these. Well, we do have circuit boards and a bunch of other stuff, so maybe? Those are my T2 rocket engines. There's my regular ones. Okay, I don't know how much explosive powder I'm sitting on. Okay, and I don't think we have any more super alloy. That could have gone better. I mean, we can still make a couple of drones with this. But yeah, I guess I do need to get some sulfur and iridium sooner than later. Okay. This took a little bit of the wind out of my sails, but it's fine. We can make 4 more drones, which is going to help. Because yeah, I think we've been making do with like 10 drones this entire time, which honestly is pretty good. Oh. I guess I can make a little bit more. There we go. A handful more drones should do the trick. Because yeah, now we're up to 13. Okay, so we were at 8. Now we're up to 13, just kind of doing whatever. Ooh. Okay. So I got the mining machines. We're still hoping to get to the higher tier mining machines. I should probably get the... Oh, do we want to rebuild my whole display network? I think so. I could probably be, like, stacking some of these up and getting multiple of them done simultaneously, but I'm kind of appreciating... getting all of this done in sequence. There we go. That should give me some space. Take that too. Because we want to make them here in this new base, so I don't have to keep coming back to this one to get anything done. Let's see. So let's start with the advanced crafting station. Should look into making the quartz crafting station when I get the chance. Okay, T2 food grower. I'll just leave it here next to... a food chest. You're going to demand squash. Alright, now that we've done that, we've got the big displays, because we've got the progress screen that I can just put here. And the terraformation screen. I don't know why it always spawns 90 degrees from where I'm at. It's always confusing. Okay. Power. And toxicity. There's more I could mess with, but those are the ones I need. So we do have the T2 water collector. Stop extracting toxic water once it's clear. Then there's a purification gel. Things I gotta work on. Should probably actually look into getting... oh, right, but we need the purification gel if I want to make that. And tungsten and some other things. Oh. The T2 detoxification machine is actually outputting... is just purifying on its own. Immediate problem is big full. Oh, that's okay. Did I never set this to demand microplastics? I did not. Do I want to go make my upstairs as big as my downstairs? Kind of. Problem is we need titanium. How are we doing on that? Terribly. Oh, how about the quartz bench? Because I do not know what the quasmic. I do not know what the quasmic quartz entails. Okay. I'm going to need a silicon. I'm going to need a titanium, which I guess I'm going to have to get from outside. Or from here, if it is forthcoming. There we go. And a pair of aluminum, which I'm not generating at the moment, but can work on. Let's see what the cosmic quartz bench gives me. What can you make? Insect multiplier fuse. Oh, wait a second. I can already make these with the auto crafter. That's so silly. I'm going to leave it just because it looks cool, but that's kind of a letdown. You know what? I'm going to have this do squash for the time being. Let's have this be lower priority. Now, is this fully purified at this point? I certainly hope so. Because I'd like to be able to give it a drink. But that still looks pretty bad. 24. Yep, can't drink. Yeah, I think this is a situation of my drones are massively overworked. Which means what I should probably do is actually make another one of those mining machines. Because if I make another mining machine, we can set it up here and just get more sulfur. I was just hoping to be able to build one of these. Okay, let's see if I can... oh, wait, no. The problem is the resources that I need for this are elsewhere. See, the base is called Fart 1? No, it's Fart Home. I did put my base up in the middle of a sulfur field, so this shouldn't be too surprising. Yeah, where I'm at. Close out of this. Can't make any more of that. Do we want to just make a bunch of plastic polymer? See, how much plastic polymer do I have? Decent amount. Could also make some more purification capsules, too. Yeah, that's the mushroom one. And then this is the water purification plant, which means actually what I need to do. More than anything else. Grab that. Yeah, still have no titanium, but that's okay. Let's figure out pristine mushroom. We have one. Ouch. That's good enough. I think our problem with the toxic water is we're not putting it anywhere. I mean, there's a lot of problems with our toxic water situation. Okay, so demand, toxic water. Output. Everything. Cool. Would have preferred Egg Central, or maybe Excellent. Yeah, but then I'd have to start talking like Dr. Robotnik, and that's effort. Okay, what else can I make here in the meantime? I mean, do we... Yeah, can't really make those. Yeah, pulsar quartz is actually within reach, but not yet. I need more mining. I guess I might as well make plastic polymer. Let's get a decent stack of this. I should make some lockers. And house bits. How's this looking? Better. But yeah, I desperately need more drones. That's for sure. But Jim Carrey. You know, honestly, I think he was a fine Dr. Robotnik. Well, I don't know. No, I think, okay. Purely on like an ethics level, I think Jim Carrey is the best Dr. Robotnik. I believe the voice actor for... The English voice actor for Dr. Robotnik is not actually a great guy. From what little I've read about him. Doesn't like AI, which is good, but I think he had some like political takes that I do not agree with. Which is kind of a downer because I really like Dr. Robotnik as a character. I think there was also a previous one who was also very good. I don't know. Okay, do we not have enough iron? We do not. That's okay. Hey, do I want to come back down here and actually extend my setup? Because I should actually fill out this base. Oh. I need an interior wall. And let's just grab all the iron. And some super alloy. Running out of food. Okay, we have squash. Okay, interior wall. Cool, so you can actually set those up before you actually build the other thing so it doesn't have collision issues. That is appreciated. What? Well, that's not what I was expecting to happen. Huh. I guess I'm gonna have to tear those up and move them. Or something. Yeah, it's fine. Problem is I just have to rotate this whole thing around. The other problem I have is it does kind of feel like the Sonic... What? That actually was rotated correctly? No! Oh. No! I think my other resistance with the Jim Carrey Robotnik is it kind of feels like the TV show's been doing him dirty. Like, for how good Jim Carrey is as Robotnik, I haven't been terribly keen on the movies. Like, they were okay. Like, the whole weird fake wedding situation in the second movie was just, like, deeply uncomfortable on a visceral level. Like, that felt like it was written by some, like, executive who wanted to come off as relatable and just ended up feeling extremely weird. Let's see. Let's just have this demand plastic polymer. Hey, do we want to put up another interior wall here? I might. I think this time around I'm going to be using interior walls kind of liberally to give me some more like wall space to work around. Okay, so this is looking genuinely better than it was. Did I actually set this to demand microplastics? Perfect. Yeah, so we have some amount of storage, some amount of resources being managed and worked with. My biggest limitation very much seems to be a utter lack of robots. But pretty soon I'm going to get the pressure I need. I hope. Or is it... Oh, is this MPA versus MPU? No, that's MPU. That's MPU. This is still MPA. Oh. So I'm going to need a lot more pressure than I currently have. Oh, I can build one of these, at least. Oh, but I'm going to need explosive powder. Okay. Let's grab what I need for this. Because I think I have the super alloy. Just gotta snag it. And then we have 2 titanium. Beautiful. Oh, isn't MPU the purification level? Oh, shoot. That's a good point. MPU. What are we at? MPU. Halfway. We're halfway there. Actually, so that's better than I thought.